So we get set here for the pitching change. That is now the Pioneers with a runner on third here.
Yeah, and here's Tyler Bryan for Diamond Dogs, and the right-hander had a chance to finish this game. So you look at Hilson, Kaluzian, and Walker, all right-handed hitters. Only the left-handed hitter Dixon mixed in. So this might be his game to finish, but first he has to take care of Hilson at the bottom of the order here in the top of the 8th inning. The tying run is on base in the form of Jordan Taylor.
So we've got the top of the 8th inning here. Elmira still trails the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs by a score of 5-4. As the Elmira Pioneers have a runner on first with 2 outs here. Taylor Hilson is at the plate. Jordan Taylor drew the 2-out walk that prompted the pitching change. And is now into pitch here for the Diamond Dogs. Is number 15, Tyler Bryan. A throw to second, gets out into the outfield. And now going to third is going to be Jordan Taylor. So he steals second. The throw got by the shortstop and into center field. So Elmira's got a runner on third. Now that's the tying run. After Elmira had a great performance from Austin Von Herbulis, who got the Diamond Dogs to go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 7th inning to keep this just a 1-run game. And Von Herbulis really looked good out there on the mound for that big frame that he has out of Skagit Valley. I was able to settle things down after Zach Biken gave up the 4 runs for Elmira in the bottom of the 6th inning.
And there's the strike to Hilson. It's now a 2-1 count, tying run on third base. A single or an error will make the game a tie again.
And the count, now 3 balls and a strike to Hilson.
And for the Pioneers, how it's sending the catcher, Jordan Taylor, maybe to Diamond Dogs a little bit caught off guard. So Taylor not only steals second, but the wild throw moves into third base, and that's a huge run, potential tying run.
And that's going to be ball 4, so it's a walk right out of the bullpen for the pitcher, Bryan. And Elmira's now got runners on the corners here with 2 outs, trailing by 1 in the top of the 8th. And now top of the order here for Elmira is Chris Kaluzian steps in. Kaluzian, 3 for 3 on the day. He's been on base all 4 times. He walked in his last at bat.
And if you're the Pioneers, this is the only guy you want coming up to the plate. Red hot hitter, can do a lot of things here at the plate. Don't think we're going to see another bunt here, but he's a guy hit for power. He can deliver a single, and if he does, the Pioneers can tie the game, maybe even take the lead.
And now a pitch swung on here and a grounded right to the second baseman, and it flipped just over at short. And the Diamond Dogs get out of the inning as Elmira leaves the tying run on third. They strand 2 runners, and now we head to the bottom of the 8th, as that's going to be the first time that Kaluzian has been retired in the game. And Elmira finds themselves down still by 1, 5-4, as they'll take the field here, and there'll be a new pitcher. As Austin Von Herbulis out of the game. And it looks like it'll be another left-hander.
Yeah, it's going to be number 21. And see, that's Matt Horton.
It will be Matt Horton for the Pioneers. As Horton, a 5'10", 185 left-hander out of Poughkeepsie, New York, attending Cornell, where he just finished up his sophomore year.
And Horton in another big spot. We just saw Von Herbulis execute so well in the bottom of the 7th inning to keep the Pioneers down just a run. And now Horton's just going to hope to follow suit. So for the Pioneers at the top of 9th, the due-up is T.J. Dixon, Nick Walker, and Tristan Santisteban. Those are 3 of their biggest threats. So now they just want to make sure that they only need to deliver 1 run to keep this game going.
And almost in a spot there where they thought in that last inning, obviously there were 2 outs in the inning, but I was thinking maybe, with Kaluzian at the plate, maybe you try to get a little dicey. You had a good runner over on at first. Maybe you have Hilson try to steal second. If he gets thrown out, you're starting off the top of the 9th inning with your 1, 2, and 3 hitters, with Kaluzian leading off the inning. But that's not the way things went here as we get set for the bottom of the 8th inning. As it'll be up to Horton here to try and keep the Diamond Dogs at bay. As it's a 5-4 game. And leading things off here for the Diamond Dogs, it'll be Gus Craig, the designated hitter. And Craig's had a good day. He's been on base a couple times.
So lefty against lefty Horton against the designated hitter Gus Craig.
As Elmira trying to not let Mohawk Valley steal one away here, as Elmira looked to be cruising early on in this one. And now a pop fly here out to right field, running back Kaluzny, on the run makes the catch as he had to reach out his arm there and make the over-shoulder catch.
And that looked like maybe a changeup from Horton. That was not where he wanted, a little bit too far up, but big ballpark. You have a runner, you have a right fielder in Kaluzny, and covers a lot of ground, able to make the catch for the first out of the inning.
Really anything on that right side, if it's even something TJ Dixon has to track down. We know how fast both of them can track balls down in the outfield there. Stepping in, it'll be Eric Strano, the catcher, as this one's going to be low inside for a ball.
So we just saw Horton do well against the left-handed batter. Now here he is against the right-handed batter. We saw on the other side Kissinger struggle once he went to bat the other side. And now Horton is 2-0 on the hitter Strano.
As that fastball missed high. Now these signs here, Horton gets it from Taylor, and this one is fouled back into the netting. Good fastball there, as he was able to bring that one down a little bit. So Meyer trying to avoid dropping their second straight game, as they look to try and stay above 500. This loss here, if they should fall on the short side, would drop them to 2-2 on the year. As the count now 3-1. To the catcher, Eric Strano. Horton delivers the pitch, and that one's again fouled back. This one going to get out into the parking lot, as that one got over the netting behind home plate in front of the press box, where we are not for this game. We are on the third base side here at Veterans Memorial Park, and this fastball going to sail high for ball 4. So it'll be a 1-out walk issued to the catcher, Eric Strano, and that will bring in the left fielder, number 14, Tyler Lau. As Lau was the player that scored the go-ahead run back in that 6th inning. He came in to pinch hit for the left fielder, Zane Smith. Drew a walk and then was eventually able to score on a ground out by the Diamond Dogs.
Every Horton, here's another right-handed batter. And he starts him with a ball a little bit too far up, and the last batter gets reached on a walk, and Horton has to find a way to bear down and attack Lau with a few more strikes.
Good lead over at first by the catcher Strano, and a fastball here, and a snap throw over to first. And the runner, Strano, going to get back in, but maybe next time he'll think about staying a little bit closer, and somebody's going to love that jersey that they buy, as that one now is just covered with mud in the front as he slid back into a little bit of a wet spot there at first. So that jersey is now considered a game-worn jersey.
And the pitch from Horton is just low to Lau, so now it's a 2-1 count. 1 out, runner on first. The Pioneers trail by just a run. They want to keep it that way. And
the pitch is fouled, and it's going to be off the mask of the catcher, Jordan Taylor for Elmira. The home plate umpire giving Taylor a second here to get things back together.
That's the type of thing you deal with out of the catcher. A lot of foul balls are going to go off you. A lot of pitches going to hit the wrong spot. You just have to tough it out and know.
And a great breaking pitch, but it gets by the catcher, Taylor. Now he throws down to first, and I believe that's a double play, I thought it would be, as there was a strikeout at the plate.
The strikeout, but he had to throw to first to complete the play, and if the runner on first is a little bit farther off, they might have had an interesting double play where you have a strikeout, a put out, then the runner's on first base for a double play.
As the runner first, Strano, he was heading for second, thinking that there was 2 outs in the inning, so he was thinking it was a drop third strike, and Taylor would have to throw to first, but he was the one that was almost out, but that was very close to beating him. Now a single here through the left side, as that gets by the center fielder Dixon. So now they're going to send the runner Strano as he's heading home and into third, and now actually by the third baseman Hilson is going to be the throw. So what looked like it was going to be just a single turns into an RBI base hit for the batter, Justin Thomas. And now it's a 6-4 score here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So now a 2-run cushion for the Diamond Dogs. As really that's probably the first bad play out in center field that we've seen from T.J. Dixon, as he just let that ball get under his glove after it got by the shortstop, Nick Walker.
Yeah, he didn't quite take the best path of the ball, and it cost him big time there.
Now this one's going to be fouled out of play over the crowd on the first base side. So standing at third is Justin Thomas. And that's the 8th hit of the ball game for Mohawk Valley. And they also gave Elmira an error on the play. So I'm assuming they're going to give the error to Dixon. So the count is now 2 balls and a strike to the batter, Jason Sullivan, for the Diamond Dogs. And this one's popped up, giving it Chase Bellinger over behind the foul pole. And I believe that one would have been out of play had Bellinger caught it, because he was over into the bullpen for the Diamond Dogs, but no real clear line over there to mark where the out of foul territory is.
Yeah, kind of interesting ballpark here. The stand kind of jut out, and then suddenly there's almost nothing there. It's a little grass in the bullpen. And you kind of have to wonder.
And this one's chopped, and it's going to be fouled on the third baseline. As getting just a little bit of it was the batter, Sullivan. So the count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Horn hoping to finally get out of this inning. Victimized by the defensive miscue, and now he's trying to escape.
And this one swung on, a blooper. Carriard at second is able to reel it in, and that will end the inning. But now Elmira is going to need 2 runs to try and keep this game alive, as there was a big RBI hit for the Diamond Dogs by the first baseman Justin Thomas, as he was able to score wow on a ball that got by the center fielder T.J. Dixon. So it's a 6-4 score as we head to the top of the 9th, as Elmira gets their rally caps on here from Veterans Memorial Park in Little Falls, New York. We'll take a quick break, come back. We'll give you the pitching change here for the Diamond Dogs as Elmira gets set to bat in the top of the 9th inning. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here as we get set for the top of the 9th inning here at Veterans Memorial Park, as Elmira looking to try and mount a comeback here. T.J. Dixon will lead things off for the Pioneers, as he's got a 3-hit afternoon going, as the first pitch is a called strike. The Diamond Dogs did not make a pitching change, as it remains Tyler Bryant on the mound for the Diamond Dogs. Now a pitch here is popped up in the air over on the third base side. Shortstop charging for it in foul territory, and he's able to make the catch. So that'll be the first out of the inning, as Dixon is retired on the second pitch. And Elmira down to potentially their 2 final outs here of the 9th inning as Nick Walker steps in. Walker has been on base twice today.
And for the Pioneers, so it's going to take a bloop and a blast. They just need a base runner here to try to bring the tying run to the plate. A couple of good guys coming up to do that in Walker and Santisteban.
And Walker, first pitch is a called strike. That's the fourth pitcher of the afternoon for the Diamond Dogs. Now the 0-1 from Bryan. It's chopped off of the plate, and that one's going to be foul.
And Walker's quickly behind at count 0-2, going to have to show a two-strike approach and find a way to stay alive and get on base. Pioneers running out of outs. And here is the 0-2.
And that one swung at and missed, and that's going to be strike three as Walker was fooled on the pitch. And now the next batter, Christian Santisteban, going to come out to try and keep this game alive for Elmira.
And Santisteban, coming off 3 hits yesterday, has had a tougher time today, but this to be a good time for him to return to getting on base. Another thing to monitor is that, so we have the right-hander Bryan on the mound for Mohawk Valley. Now a bunch of left-handed hitters coming up. Let's see if we can deal with them.
And a bouncer in the dirt. This one gets by the catcher, Strano.
Yeah, so you have Santisteban followed by Bellinger, Carrier, and Garana, all left-handed batters. So this is going to be a real test for the Diamond Dogs hurler, Tyler Bryan. And here's the 2-0.
And the pitch is going to be a called strike. As watching that one all the way was Santisteban.
Yeah, don't want to be over-aggressive. Just trying to get on base. And it's a ground ball to the shortstop. Can he field it?
And he won't be able to, as that one got out into left field. Past the shortstop for the Diamond Dogs, traced over. So they're going to give that one an error. And now a pinch runner here for Elmira as Santisteban is going to come out, and Derek Delear, number 12, is going to pinch run for Elmira. Santisteban hitting in the designated hitter spot. So it's the fourth error of the game for the Diamond Dogs, and it gives Elmira a runner on. Now the tying run at the plate in the form of Zach Bellinger for the Pioneers.
The hometown kid gets here in a big spot. Let's see if he can deliver.
Bryan sets on the mound. He throws over, tried to get Delear rocking over there first, but Delear's back safely. Bellinger had another big opportunity in this game, as Elmira had the bases loaded back in the top of the 8th inning, but left the bases loaded as Bellinger grounded out to the first baseman with 2 outs on a 3-1 pitch. At the time, could have tied the game up at 5-5. Now Elmira trails Mohawk Valley by a 6-4 score. Delear leads off first. The pitch is swung on. The 1-0 pitch is up in the air. The left fielder setting under it now ranges in and makes the catch, and that's going to do it as Elmira is going to drop their second game in a row as they fall 6-4 to the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs. And really the inning to look back to, Robbie, was that 4-run 6th inning, as in the bottom of the 6th, the Pioneers decided to give the night off to the starter Bryson Ho, and they decided to make a little switch and change there, and they wanted to bring in another left-hander, well, their first left-hander, really, and they wanted to try and bring in Zach Biken, and Biken really just didn't have it tonight, but he got out of the inning. You got to give him credit for that. He got out of himself, didn't have a pitching change, and then Elmira bullpen really settled down from there until Mohawk Valley was able to pick up that 6th run in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, really a shame for Bryson Ho, unable to come away with a victory after just how well he pitched. Really did a great job keeping the ball on the ground, allowed only 2 hits in his 5 frames, and didn't allow a walk until his final inning. And yeah, he really delivered a great outing. He's continuing his great season at Bucknell. Saw him go 8-3 with quite a few innings, also 3 complete games. So good news for Pioneers is Bryson Ho has looked very good, and now hopefully they can hit the bullpen in order for future games.
And definitely, if we had to give out a star of the game today, probably would give it to Chris Kaluzian. Goes 3 for 4 on the day, gets on base 4 times, and picks up his first home run of the season. At the time, gave Elmira a 4-1 lead, as Elmira does drop the game here 6-4. But they'll try to get back onto the winning ways tomorrow, as they'll head to Albany to take on the Albany Diamond Dogs. Excuse me, the Albany Dutchmen, not the Diamond Dogs, as Albany is still the last undefeated team in the PGCBL, depending on what their outcome of their game is tonight. And then Elmira, after the game against the Dutchmen, they will head home to take on the Newark Pilots, as they'll be home at 7:05 p.m. on Tuesday, June 10th, before hitting the road to take on the Utica Brewers. And then they'll be home for 2 against Mohawk Valley once again, and then a non-league game against the Syracuse Selcats, as Tuesday night's game will be guaranteed win night. Come out to the ballpark, see the Pioneers play. If they win, it's a great night for everybody. If they lose, everybody will get a free ticket for a future home game at historic Dunfield. Thank you for listening in. For Doug Page, I've been broadcasting alongside Robbie Knopf here from Veterans Memorial Field in Little Falls, New York, as the Pioneers fall to the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs by a score of 6-4. So long, and good night.